Your brand isn't just about logos and colors, it's about positioning yourself as unforgettable, crafting a persona that resonates, and keeping your promise to deliver value. If you're not leveraging the power of these three P's, you are leaving profits on the table. Happy New Year from your favorite podcast host. You may have noticed, actually, you don't notice because I don't have it on the screen yet. We have done what I promised to do at the end of last year, which is rebrand this podcast. We are now Purposeful Presence Brand Strategy for Busy Bosses. I am committed to helping you as an entrepreneur to take your business to the next level, to elevate your brand, to create amazing social media graphics and marketing that will capture your paying customers' attention and get them connected to your brand. This is a shift away from what we did in our first season, which was Persistent Purpose. We were talking about all things purpose, but I felt more and more of a pull to step into the branding and marketing space. So here we are. This is season 2. If you don't know who I am, where have you been? I am Coach MJ. I'm a brand strategist. I'm a keynote speaker, an event producer, and just a serial entrepreneur. And I'm excited to be here on this next leg of the journey with you. Now, you may realize or hear my voice. I am very sick today. I am stopped up and all that, a lot of stuff going around. But I did not want to miss out on this first episode of the second season. So I have been drinking tea all morning, and I am ready to press through with you. So if you are ready, let's get into it. So we are going to be talking about today's, I got the wrong thing on the screen. We are talking about the topic today, purposeful branding, building an irresistible presence in 2025. Whatever you did in 2024, I first want to congratulate you as an entrepreneur. You made it through. You are now on the cusp of a new year. It's an opportunity to figuratively wipe the slate clean and begin again. And what better place to do that than with your brand? So we're going to talk about 3 areas in which you can be purposeful about how you brand your company, your business, right? It matters. And so the first area we're going to talk about is how branding and marketing are tools for expressing your purpose. That gift that you were placed here on this earth to share with the world, what you were put here to do, the people you are meant to serve. That's your purpose. So first, I want to propose something to you. I want you to think about branding as the personality of your business and your marketing as its voice. So your branding is a personality. Like I have most of the time more of a lively personality, but my voice right now is stopped up. But my voice is how I sound when I speak to you, the words I use, the inflections, the cadence, the types of topics I talk about, what you can expect from me. That's my voice, okay? So branding and marketing. So together, they convey your values, your mission, and your purpose to your audience. So if your brand is misaligned, it's going to confuse potential clients and customers, while a purpose-driven brand is going to draw exactly the people you want coming to your business, the people that resonate with your vision and what it is that you are putting out into the world, the people who want the solution that you provide in your business. So your purpose in action, your brand colors. So my brand colors, you can see a couple of them behind you, or versions of them. Is orange, and I've got a navy that I use. But your brand colors, your fonts, your imagery should evoke a certain emotion that reflects your why you're doing what you're doing, why you are communicating what you're communicating. So for example, if you stand for empowerment, your brand should feel bold and uplifting, right? You talk about empowerment, you wouldn't expect a lot of blacks and grays necessarily. If you value trust and reliability, such as attorneys, people that deal with money, banking, accounting, those types of areas, your brand colors and fonts should feel stable and approachable, right? And I've seen some recent departures from those general standards, but in general, that's what you want to do. Make sure that your brand imagery supports what it is you're trying to communicate. So for example, another example, a Black-owned hair care brand that has a mission to celebrate natural beauty might use rich, earthy tones and marketing copy that emphasizes self-love, heritage, and authenticity. Authenticity, by the way, is one of my 5 core values. Or a financial coach for women could focus on aspirational yet relatable visuals. So showing women that are confidently reviewing their finances together, coupled with a messaging like take control of your money, take control of your life. So you have to consider your audience and what you want them to feel, the emotions you want to invoke in them when they hear what you have to say and when they see your brand on screen. So ask yourself, does every touch point of your business right now, your logo, your website, your social posts, all that stuff, does it communicate your purpose clearly? Is it clear what it is you're trying to communicate to your audience when they come there? Not after they read everything you have to say, but when they first get there. And if someone knew nothing about you, what would your branding tell them? This is food for thought. And if you're taking notes, which I hope you are, write that down. What is your brand telling people? And is it communicating your purpose clearly? So that's how branding and marketing are tools for expressing purpose. Next, we're going to talk about why 2025 is the perfect year to align your brand with your long-term goals, right? So the business landscape is constantly evolving. One of the big things that's evolving right now is AI, artificial intelligence. Also, though, consumer behaviors are going through a shift. I've been in business over 7 years, and the way consumers interacted with businesses online is very different from the way they interact now. Behaviors are shifting, and market saturation is influencing how brands need to position themselves. 7 years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, you didn't see as much of, let's say, health coaching or life coaching or what have you on social media to the extent that you see them now. And there's other instances of market saturation as well, but it's changing how you need to position your brand. This makes this start of 2025 an ideal time to ensure that your brand can evolve alongside your business. Your brand should feel timeless, but also adaptable, right? So it should feel like it can stay the way it is for years, and it's going to be reliable, dependable. People need to feel like this person is going to be here a while, but it also needs to be adaptable. What trends or technologies can you lean into to stay authentic or while staying authentic? So think about that, especially my folk out there who may be afraid of technology. What can you lean into in 2025 that can put you on the cutting edge while still staying authentic to your brand? And then when it comes to aligning with your goals, if you're planning to enter new markets, so let's say you're shifting your offer, maybe the products or services that you offer, you're completely shifting them to something else. Or maybe you're keeping the same product and service, but you are shifting to a different audience that needs that same product or service or a variation on that product or service. Or if you're launching products, or if you're just scaling, you're saying my product and service is fine, my audience is fine, I just need to sell more of it. Your brand needs to reflect where you're going, not just where you are now. So if you plan to grow your email list, for example, use this year to create a branded lead magnet. If you don't know what a lead magnet is, comment below. I may do a whole episode on just lead magnets, but create a branded lead magnet with professional design and messaging that feels uniquely yours. So a lead magnet, I'll just give it to you briefly, is a free item or a very inexpensive item that you can offer people that gives them something of value. And in exchange, they give you their email because they have to put their email address in order to get the link sent to them to get the item or for the item to actually appear on the screen. That's a lead magnet. It pulls leads into your business, okay? So that's one example. If you are planning to raise your rates, we're talking about ways to align your brand with your long-term goals, right? If you're planning to raise your rates, use this year to position yourself as a premium brand. So when you go to your products and services, your website, your branding, does it look like a premium brand? It's easy to say what I'm doing is worth $5,000 or whatever price you want to put on it, but is it giving that, right? Go to everything that represents your brand and see, is it positioned as a premium brand? Update your website, refine your offers, and showcase testimonials if you have them. Now, if you don't have testimonials, but you're still able to get people result, you can talk about your own experience getting yourself the result if that's your situation. But if you have testimonials, definitely use them. Another way that you can align your brand with your long-term goals is if you wanted to target a more specific niche. So maybe your audience was Black women. Let's just use that as an example. But now you want to niche down to Black women in their 40s and 50s raising teenagers or something of that nature for whatever your product or service is. That's just one of a zillion examples. Rework your messaging to speak directly to that audience's pain points and desires. The thing is, it's easy to just kind of get stuck with, okay, I finally got that done. I finally got my website done. I finally got my branding done. I'm not going to change it. It's a lot of work. It is a lot of work, but the more you do it, the better you get at it. And you also need to be able to evolve with the times. If your website looks the same as it did even 3 months ago, it needs to evolve. If your social media banners and bios and things look the same, it's time for you to evolve, okay? But I'm going to tell you how you can make it a lot easier for yourself. One way is Canva, right? I teach people how to use Canva to create literally scroll stopping graphics and visuals for your brand yourself that look like you hired a professional. That's my stock and trade. That's one of the things I'm good at. If you know how to use Canva or a similar tool, Canva's the best, one of the best out there. But if you know how to use a similar tool, it's not hard to update your website. It's not hard to update your branding all the time if need be, or tweak your branding or come out with new visuals because you found a way to do it easily, okay? So here's your call to action for this section. Journal your vision for 2025 and beyond. Now, I hope you've already done this. We're already on January the 6th of 2025. So I hope you've already done some journaling of your vision, but if you have not done it, do it, especially for your business. We can sometimes do vision boards and vision work for our personal life or our overall life, but not having specific goals for the business. What is the business going to do in 2025? Who do you want to serve? What transformation do you want to offer? And then I want you to list 2 to 3 branding adjustments that can help you achieve your goals. And I'll always give this advice. When you are looking at your brand, get another opinion. If you haven't already hired your brand strategy coach, me, then get the expert opinion of maybe a colleague that has a business whose brand you appreciate. Don't ask somebody who doesn't know either, right? If their brand is trash, don't ask them. But get other eyes on it and then try to be as honest as you can from your perspective of what you're looking at, right? It's easy to think we're okay because we're the one created it. But sometimes our stuff is not great. Sometimes it's trash. And we need to be honest about that and write down 2 to 3 ways that you can change it. The third area we're going to be talking about is one simple branding tip for the new year. I am a big proponent of keeping things simple. So if you can focus on one thing to move the needle in your business, one thing to shift your branding and upscale your branding, what would that be? I want you to start with something that is high impact, but low effort, right? And that's going to vary depending on what your skill set is and how your business is set up. So small tweaks can set the tone for your 2025 branding journey and boost your confidence, right? So here's a few ideas. First off, I want you to audit your online presence. Look at your website, your social media bios. So TikTok has a very short one. YouTube channel has one. Facebook page has one. Your Facebook profile, your personal profile has one. LinkedIn has one. Instagram has one. All of them have bios. And your email footer. So if you're using a CRM, a customer relationship management software, check out that footer. Is there another way that you can elevate your footer, right? Are they consistent? Do they match each other? A lot of times we start these different platforms at different times. So you might have had your TikTok for 3 years, but you just started your Instagram. Have you looked at your TikTok in the last 3 years? People should be able to move between all of your platforms and have a consistent experience on all your platforms. They shouldn't see something that looks outdated over here and something that looks up to date over here, because it can make them think, is this person really consistent? Can I trust them? It's all about building trust and instilling confidence in you, in other people, and in their minds. So make sure you have that up to date. Now, it doesn't mean that you have to worry about removing old posts and all that. No, we're not talking about that. We're just talking about the headers, the bio, the first thing that they're going to see at the top of your page. So that's auditing your online presence. Then I want you to create a signature style element. This is another area that can be high impact and low effort. You only have to choose one of these at first, okay? That was auditing your online presence. Now we're talking about creating a signature style element. Choose one unique feature that makes your brand instantly recognizable, such as a specific color, a font pairing, a couple of fonts that you put together, or a hashtag. So I'm pretty sure if you've been watching me for any amount of time, or if you just watch me for the first time today, welcome, by the way, if you're new, you might already realize that my signature color is orange. And I will put it with blue. I will put it with yellow. I will wear the colors on myself, on my body that reflect my brand, but my signature color is orange. And so one thing you can expect, MJ, orange is going to be somewhere in the thumbnail, somewhere in the header, somewhere in the cover images. It's going to be there because that's my signature, right? That's my favorite color. So find a way to create a signature style element for you. It might not be your specific color, although it probably really should be at least that. But it might be your fonts. Think about it. Every brand that you recognize instantly is because they use the same font every time. Could you imagine if sometimes you saw a truck and it had the word FedEx in pink cursive font? You would assume that it wasn't the big distribution giant with the orange and purple. You would be like, well, that can't be them. Somebody must be playing a joke. Why? They have consistently used that orange and purple logo. They have a green one that represents a different facet of their business, but that font is the same. Amazon, same thing. Subway, same thing. Coca-Cola, same thing. Everybody, they use the same thing. You need to be that consistent, or even more so because you're not a major brand. If the major brands do it, you need to be doing it too. Another thing you can do that's going to be high impact, low effort in the new year is to refresh your visuals. Swap out outdated visuals with high quality branded graphics or photos that reflect where your business is headed. Now, sometimes that can be very intimidating to think about. I think you should refresh your cover images and some of those other pieces every month at the minimum, because every time somebody comes to your page, it should be a different experience. There's a store that used to be a consignment store that used to be in my area called Idea. And what I loved about that store is every time you went in there, even if they still had some of the same pieces from months ago, it looked like a different store. They had people that worked there that were constantly moving the furniture around. So I knew, because I'm really good at recognizing design and furniture, things of that nature, I would recognize pieces. Some of them I was watching, hoping to possibly buy them. So I would recognize that's the same couch that was over. It was over there, and it was put together with a different set of throw pillows and a different chair. But it was the same items, but they moved it around. And I love going in there because it felt like a different store every time. Most stores don't do that. Most stores keep stuff the same place. Grocery stores keep things in the same area. Most stores do. It helps you to know where to find things, but it's something to be said for switching things up. You need to refresh your visuals. Swap out that old stuff. I've got to go through and replace some of the stuff that I still have up on some of my pages that's still my Christmas visuals, but it's still on brand. And the offer on the visual is still relevant, but I need to update it because now we're in the new year. You need to do that. So a personal trainer, you might update your bio to include your target market, helping busy moms crush their fitness goals without sacrificing family time. Or a life coach might pick a new brand color for the year and integrate it into their Canva templates, IG posts, and email headers. Or someone who sells products could create a short on-brand how to use video content featuring their products to educate and engage their audience. These are just examples of things you can do. One simple branding tip. So identify one small step you can take today. What can you refine, refresh, or realign in less than 30 minutes? Because we want to make small steps with a big impact. When you get that first check mark, that first thumbs up where you're like, yes, I accomplished something, that's going to give you that feeling, that boost to do more. So I'm just challenging you to do one thing, but ultimately I want you to do a lot more than one thing, okay? Going to give you one last story before we head out here. When you think in terms of rebranding and adjusting your focus, I have done that so many times. Today, again, this is the launch of season 2 of the Purposeful. It's a tongue twister, but I love a tongue twister. Purposeful Presence podcast, right? We're being purposeful and intentional about your presence, your visuals, the way you show up in the marketplace, how you're placed, how you're positioned, how you're priced. All of that relates to your branding strategy, your marketing, and all of that. That was a brand shift. I'm going after a slight, well, it's not even so much a change of the market. I was always talking to entrepreneurs, but other people could benefit from persistent from persistent purpose. We were talking about purpose-driven topics. However, it didn't just apply to entrepreneurs. It could apply to anybody. Now I am honing in. I want my entrepreneurs, especially my Black and brown women and men entrepreneurs, to thrive. And so now I am shifting to niche down, right? And give you a topic that's going to help you to elevate your business by improving your brand strategy, your branding, and your social marketing. So I've done this before. I've pivoted to different offers many times in my business. There's nothing wrong with pivoting when something else speaks to you more, when something wasn't working and you know a better way to do it. There's nothing wrong with pivoting. And the new year is a great time to do that. I want you to align with your audience in 2025 in a way that they can feel, in a way that encourages them to stay connected to your brand and ultimately to engage with the products and services and experiences that you offer. So I want to challenge you to audit your social media platform, your profiles. Pick a brand word for 2025. I should have said this earlier because I want you to do it before we're done here on this episode. Pick a word. Now, my word for last year, but I think I'm going to keep it for this year because I didn't have it all of last year, was collaboration, right? That's my one word for the year as far as how I kind of position myself in life. However, I don't have a brand word for 2025. So it's probably going to end up being either upscale or elevate, because that's what I always want you to do, is take your brand to the next level. Let people know that you are here, that you are reliable, that your products and services are exactly the solution to their problem that they are looking for. Okay, I told you I'm the Canva guru. I have a free download for you. It's my 11-page Canva marketing playbook. This is full of prompts and sections and areas where you can plan out all of the different brand and marketing assets that you will be using in your business in 2025. There's places where you'll be planning your infographics, your presentations, your cover graphics for social media, your website itself, all of these different areas. This planner is 11 pages in it. You print it off because it's not fillable online. So you need to print it off, or at least take notes on what it's telling you. It goes through and it helps you to answer the questions about each section. Because it's one thing for me to say, you need to do all these things. It's another thing for me to give you a step-by-step guide to help you to do that. So go to melaniehunter.com/playbook to get your copy of my free 11-page Canva marketing playbook today. melaniehunter.com/playbook. So I want to challenge you to think of your brand as a magnet. It should interact with the right people effortlessly while repelling the ones who aren't aligned with your purpose. And that's what I want for you in 2025. So until the next time, we will continue to be here every Monday at 2 p.m. Eastern. Until next time, continue to move forward with purposeful presence for your brand and for your business. I look forward to this year and sharing with you ways to elevate your business in 2025. Take care.